You guys asked, and we're going to try to deliver. So yesterday we were doing a video, I think it was our, to my recollection, if I remember correctly, I believe we were talking about the current AFC and NFC playoff pictures and kind of what's going on there, and that's still up. So if you guys want to check that out, the current rankings right now, or seeds, you guys go check out our latest video. But what came up was our embarrassing / funny, hopefully funny, story of how we almost met Vikings legend EVERSON GRIFFEN, defensive end. That's right. Now, I need to preface this by saying, back in 2009, I believe it was. I think it might have been 2008 now that I think about it. That was kind of the time where the Vikings had a guy by the name of Jared Allen. Apparently, you guys will always remember him, a future Hall of Famer, without a doubt. One of the best defensive ends of all time, and a guy I always tried to emulate when I would do the calf roping thing, but it just didn't end well. But the year after that, the Vikings went ahead and drafted EVERSON GRIFFEN, I believe in the 4th round at a USC in 2010. And then after that is when he really started to make his mark. Now, I'll never forget the times that I saw EVERSON GRIFFEN on the field. Don't worry, we'll get into the story in just a second. This is why it was special for me, the way we almost met him. But he was just an animal, like just on the field, every play like it's your last play type defensive football player. And it was amazing. Like, I called it as soon as I saw him play. I'm like, he's going to be special. And he was. He absolutely is a special defensive end for the Vikings. And, I know there's kind of been a situation now where I know that he's no longer in football after some posts that he posted earlier in the year. And nothing but love and prayers go out to him and his family right now from our end. Nothing but love, especially with what happened. But I think in some cases it helps to laugh about certain things, and in this case I think it helps because it's more poking fun at me. So back in this was a great story. So my dad's first game, it was, and from my recollection, I got to remember the correct year on this because it was heartbreaking. 2018, that's right. So 2018 was the year that I graduated college. And earlier in the year, the day after our last college football game, I went up and I watched the Vikings' last game, or first game against the Detroit Lions that year. They ended up having like 10 sacks against them. Everson had a couple. Daniil Hunter had like 3.5. But it was a great game. And so then fast forward to the last game of the season. The only reason I incorporate that is because I was 1-0 going to Vikings games. We get tickets from my dad, who has been a lifelong Vikings fan, and it was amazing. We got him tickets. We're going to his very first Vikings game ever. So we go to the game, fantastic time, family members and everything. And it was one of those memories where, they didn't win. They lost to the Chicago Bears to head to the playoffs, and I believe the Eagles won too. So either way, I think they would have been knocked out of the playoffs. But just a heartbreaking loss. But honestly, such a great experience in the Vikings' new stadium, and just to see my dad see EVERSON GRIFFEN and those boys run out of the tunnel for his first time was amazing. And it's those kind of memories that's what football is all about. And it was just a great experience. And so then we're leaving the game. We're getting ready to go back, get an Uber or a taxi, whatever you young people call it, and go back to our hotel. And my dad, a little bit of context here, has always said he's the biggest Vikings fan out of the family. Apparently not so, because I proved that wasn't the case. I spotted EVERSON GRIFFEN on the side of the street. Now, little disclaimer here. If you see a professional football player, usually they don't like getting bombarded. I knew that, especially a guy like EVERSON GRIFFEN. I know they just suffered a humiliating loss against the Chicago Bears, but this is EVERSON GRIFFEN, like one of my favorite players of all time. Like there was no way I wasn't going to go try and talk to him. Now, from my recollection, I believe he's with his father and his mother. And his mother, they were all sitting there, I believe, either waiting for a taxi or just waiting to cross the street. And I approached his mom. I'm like, Mr. Griffin, and she kind of, cut me off. She's like, hey, what's up? She kind of just was wondering what I was wanting. And I said, ma'am, I know this is not the best time. I know it's not. But I'm a diehard fan, and I would love to meet EVERSON GRIFFEN. Do you think he would be up for it? And he goes, I think he's would like to get out of here right now, given what happened. Totally understood it. You lose in that sense. I didn't blame him at all. But I wasn't about to leave without trying. You never know. YOLO, whatever the cool kids say these days. And I just said, Lord, just give me strength. So I walked a step closer to where Everson was. I believe he was on the phone or just gotten off the phone. He had just gotten off the phone. And I said, and for the life of me, I don't know why my voice was this high. But I said, I gotta not cry or laugh. I said, Mr. Griffin, I swear on everything. I literally was, Mr. Griffin, can I get a picture with you? And it was just one of the most embarrassing times that you can have trying to introduce yourself, and my wife is laughing in the background. One of the most embarrassing times you can have trying to introduce yourself to a professional football player. Top, at least number one for me, at least in this point in my life. And other professional football players, like a couple, that's the point. This was number one. The most embarrassing story. I don't know what happened to my man voice, just completely went out. Mr. Griffin, just gone. Like I sounded like the puppet from Shrek, like just completely gone. Just gone. But, like we said, for impressive players, for legends like Everson Griffin, you got to try. And so that's our embarrassing story on how we almost met Vikings legend defensive end Everson Griffin. But by the way, he said no to the picture. And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, goodbye. So that's how I almost met Everson Griffin. And obviously we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. But all-time great guy. I just, almost so close. But a great memory, great time being there in the stadium with my family. And, I was more embarrassed by how my voice, just like my man voice, left its body, like just gone. It just flew away. But it is what it is. We shot our shot, and that's what happens. But let us know what you guys think about our embarrassing / maybe funny story about meeting Vikings legend defensive end Everson Griffin. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Check out our website at thesportsbriefpodcast.com. Also, in the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you guys would give us a listen and sub on iTunes, we'd also really appreciate that. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, or maybe hear more embarrassing stories about our attempts to meet football players, I think that's the only one we got for now. But I believe that's it. Actually, I got another one. Julius Randle, Lakers, met him at a job fair. If you guys want to know that story, just put it in the comment section down below. We would be glad to share that as well. But again, thank you guys for watching, and let us know what you guys think about our story about how we almost met Vikings legend defensive end Everson Griffin.